With this video, we are on number 5. We are going to be working on insert one HTML page into another, starting on page 238 for those of you who like to also follow along in the book. The client wants to be able to easily update the schedule without interacting with the entire website. So the master schedule is being managed in a simple file named performance.html. This scenario is not uncommon in a professional web design. Rather than copying and pasting the content from one file to another, in this exercise what we're going to do is we're going to create what's called an iframe. And it's within that iframe that we put the second HTML page. And then the browser calls the page. The web server reads the link and delivers the linked part of the file to the page. So anyway, it sounds complex. It's much easier than what you think it might be. So the very first thing I need you to do is make sure you have the schedule.html page open. Make sure that you are in live view. And then the next thing we want to do is be inside the paragraph. And as soon as I click inside the paragraph, I will see that there is a blue line all the way around the paragraph. And this is the paragraph after the heading. Okay, the next thing we need to do is click the iframe insert button from the top insert panel. And it's on the very, very right-hand side. Let's see if we can, oh, I'm on forms. Excuse me, you have to be on the HTML tab. Then on the very far right-hand side, if you hover, the next to the last one says iframe, and click it, and it's going to open up the dialog box, which you have to decide where you want to put it in relation to the paragraph. And what we want to do is we want to click the after button in the position assistant. Now, let's show the page source code. So we're going to go make sure we're on source code. And what we're going to do is we're going to click split. And indeed, you'll see what it did was put in an iframe right within that section. Now, what we want to do is place our insertion point right before the closing tag of the opening. So the first iframe, it's right after the E. And then what we're going to do is hit space and SRC, which stands for source. You're going to click that, and then it's going to put up the parentheses. And what we want to do when the parentheses are there is we are going to browse for the file that we want to put inside of it. Now, we have been inside of the images, so I need to go back to the voices. And what I want to select is the performers.html. And then once I have selected it and highlighted it, I'm just going to go ahead and click OK to bring it in. Now, in order for it to show, all I should have to do is hit refresh, and currently it's not the correct size. So we are going to go over to CSS Designer, make sure that we are on styles.css. We are going to go down till we find iframe. Okay, it's not going down to find iframe. What we're going to have to do is build an iframe. So what we are going to do is click plus on selectors. Make sure you are also on style CSS. Okay, we are going to type in iframe, all lowercase. And you'll see it pop up. Just go ahead and click that, hit enter. Now that we've got it in, we can set some properties on it. So we are going to go to layout, width, and we are going to double click, and in pixels we're going to put 750 pixels or 750 px for the width, and hit tab. We're going to open up the height. We are going to put 350 pixels and hit tab. And then we also are going to click on the border property and make sure you are on all borders. And what you want to do is make sure that you, for width, put in 0 pixels, because we don't want a border on it, and this way it determines that there will not be a border, and hit tab. And as soon as I do that, take a look on the left-hand side in your live view and look what happened. Okay, now we have this super duper iframe that now has everything listed in a very nice order and is very, very readable. Okay, excuse the blank space there, cat interruptions. But anyway, at this point, what we are going to do next is we are going to open up in files the performers.html. And what we need to do is in the CSS panel, so let's go back to the CSS designer panel. And while in this, we are going to add and attach an existing CSS file. And we're going to do it as a link, and we are going to browse and go inside of CSS. And the one that we want to select is styleperformers.css and click OK. And once again, click OK. And what this particular CSS sheet does is it is giving us a really, really nice layout of the actual page that they had designed. Okay, so all we need to do at this point is do a file save all, okay, which will save this with this, and we can close this one out now. Now, in order to see this, what we are going to have to do is turn live view off and then turn it back on, and we will be able to see the changes that were made to the actual performers page. Okay, at this time we have concluded this portion of this lesson, so let's go up and make sure that we do a file save all and close everything out.